All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf. I wanted to talk about something. Technically, this podcast is going to be both DJ Wolf Live and DJ Wolf's Music Box combined because of two reasons: my love for music and my love for Korean music. I want to talk about the premiere episode of SongLand. The good and the not so good. And why it even exists. At least I figured it out in one episode. Didn't take long. Didn't take about... Well, I'll tell you about it. This is DJ Wolf Live. Got my water out the way. Let's talk about it. Okay. The premiere of SongLand was, when was that? I think it was Monday or Tuesday night. It was the same night as The Voice. I think it's either Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember. I don't watch The Voice anymore for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons I don't watch The Voice anymore, I'm finding out more and more that they're bringing more industry people out here. They're not bringing, see, here's the thing about American Idol that I did like at first when they were doing it. When American Idol first started, or at least sometime after it started, they were actually bringing in people who were not industry people, but people from all walks of life. People who could sing. I mean, sing their ass off and start from nowhere or start from somewhere, but mainly people who just wanted to get a chance at their foot into the music business. And after a while, American Idol, after about season 6 or 7 for me, you could tell that they were using industry people or people who had a record deal that didn't go through. Fantasia was one of them, by a matter of fact. Her family was already doing records by the time she got on American Idol. That's a known fact. All right, and also by her own admission. All right, they had a record deal, but anyway, as a family group. But that's another story. But by season 7, I got tired of American. I stopped watching after that. I really did, because I noticed that they were getting, that you could tell, like, I forgot who the chick was. She was a smoking hot chick. She was an industry person anyway, who was a judge on American Idol, just like Simon was. And she had somebody that came on the show, and come to find out they had a record deal, and she happened to know him. To me, that's almost this is almost a violation of what the show is supposed to be about. That the show itself is supposed to be about bringing people from all walks of life, from all backgrounds, to try to get a shot, a real shot and chance to start. Versus bringing people who had their chance before they got on there. Okay, people who had raw talent. The Voice was like that too for about a minute, but The Voice, unlike American Idol, you vote on them after the fact. Well, actually, I take that back. They're both the same. But the thing is, those people on The Voice, I don't know. It's just something about The Voice has always been kind of contrived to me. It's a lot more contrived than American Idol. Let's put it like that. I'll give you an example about The Voice right now. And this is all before I get to SongLand. On The Voice, the reason why I stopped watching The Voice, there was this 15-year-old black kid, brother, young boy. I mean, could sing his ass off. I mean, he sang. I mean, I never heard anybody sing like that before. Not for a kid his age. I mean, he had a powerful voice. This also happened on another show, The X Factor, when Britney Spears was that horrible judge on that show. I'll get to that in a second too. I mean, and dude was killing it. They all the judges knew it, but they were like coming up with some old bullshit like, well, we didn't know that you were that young. You mean to tell me he had a great voice, and the reason you would not vote for him because you didn't know he was that young? To me, it sounded like some bullshit. Usually, the judges would have jumped on something like that. But I know they were waiting on certain people that they wanted to pick, because they had already, you already know the person's name before they sing. And I think that's what that was about. And that's when I started really noticing that The Voice was some more garbage to me. That's when I kind of noticed that The Voice wasn't the show that they try to play out that they are, and they're not. You know, I think there was some politics behind that show from that point on. Because you telling me that you wouldn't pick the young man because you thought that he sounded a lot older than what he was, although he sounded brilliant, and they all admitted to it. He was good. He was good enough to be picked, and none of them picked him. And I know because they were holding out for somebody else. They were holding out for somebody that they already knew they had picked. The person who they were looking for, probably name wasn't being called out before they did the performance, and that's who they were looking for. There's no doubt about that. I found that out early on in The Voice as well. Not early on, but a little later on, they had a couple of industry people that actually were on the show. People who had actually either was connected to the industry or had a record deal out. I had a major record deal out and then didn't work out for me. They had a few of them on that show like that. And then at one point, they were doing the same thing on American Idol. That's why I gave up on both shows. I don't even watch either one of those shows anymore. So they come up with this new show called SongLand I heard about for the last few months. And John Legend, who also is the new judge on The Voice right now, is the co-host or I guess he's like the main guy, the main host on the show, SongLand. I don't know if he was part of the production development of the show or not. I have no idea. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe NBC might be, maybe NBC, whoever the production company is behind SongLand, may be in my good graces on this. Maybe they'll come up with a really good show. Now, this is not the first time they came up with a show about songwriters. Now, here's where it gets deep. There was a songwriter show on the cable channel. I don't remember if it was Bravo or TLC or one of the other channels. It was off about a season or two. It was really good. And these guys came out, you know, at least as far as I know, many of them were quote unquote raw talent who wrote their own songs, came on there, and they were actually working with a songwriter or a musician or whatever. And they had judges on there as well. And they would say, okay, well, let's work on your song, and if the lyrics and everything is good enough, and we'll write it, and we'll perfect it, and we'll have you perform it, and blah, blah, blah. And went from there. Now, I don't remember exactly what the premise of all that was, but that was part of it. I do remember that part. All right. Now, SongLand, which is similar. They have people on there performing songs that they wrote. Excuse me. And you had John Legend, and you had a couple of other producers in the industry. A couple of them were known for writing songs for Rihanna and Nicki Minaj, the other hit makers, Beyonce, just to name a few. These guys were industry people who worked on it, who were also judges, but then again, they were also mentors. You know, there was John Legend, and then there were three mentors. John Legend appeared to be like sort of like the mentor or host of the show or something like that. But anyway, so this is what tripped me out. The artists, I mean, the people, the contestants who were on there were songwriters. They came out to write songs, and they did their own music or whatever, and they played their original music with the original song on there, right? And John Legend, along with the other three judges, would talk about it, maybe help him tweak it up a little bit. Say, okay, maybe if you go do this, and he would perform on the piano and say, hey, add this to it, make it, put that umph into it. And it's okay. So him and the three judges, we'll talk about it. And then these three judges were also were double up as mentors. Kind of like what they did on The Voice. Except The Voice, you would have a mentor, and then you would have somebody else working with you, like a famed singer or songwriter, somebody alongside that mentor. These guys were judges and mentors, just like they are on The Voice. But that's all they did. They did both. specifically vocal. Now, without the help of an assistant. Now, other than engineering. Now, here's the thing that really kind of had me kind of like a WTF moment. What are these people? Man, would you drive? Come on. Come on, fool. And he's going to take his time. Okay, all right. So anyway, you own the beltway, you driving under 40 miles an hour. I can't believe people. Okay. And you want to act a real fool. Okay. All right. I'm always away. Here we go. God, what are these people in such a freaking hurry for? They ain't, you know what? Fine. Okay. Well, anyway, so this is what I was going to say before I was really interrupted by some fool who don't know how to drive. Anyway, I'm thinking that these guys are in competition to write the song, maybe get a judge or mentor behind it who really liked this song and want to improve on it, go out and perform it, and then compete. Like, for example, they would pick the best of the 2 or 3 or whoever, 2 out of 3 or whatever, and then they would go on to compete with other people in the previous weeks coming up. No, not from what I've seen so far. What they did, those contestants will write the songs, you know, or whatever, perform in front of John Legend and the other mentors / judges. They were get picked. One of them would pick to work with was a specific person who wrote the song. One of the judges would, mentors. Go back, work on it, tweak it, bring it back, present it to John Legend. They would sing it or whatever. That original songwriter would sing it, perform it from him after it got tweaked up, and then John Legend would pick the one that they liked the best. Or the 1 or 2 that they liked. Well, actually, the one that they liked the best. Then, John Legend would take that song and perform it as his own. And make it his own. And make it his song. Literally. I watched that after the first episode, man. I was like, are you serious? So, and I don't even recall him giving anybody songwriting credit for that song. The girl was a girl that won. I mean, you know, song got picked by John Legend, and he used it. And he did the video himself. But I swear I don't remember him. I don't recall it. I could be wrong, but I don't recall him giving any credit for the song. Nada. He wrote the song. They said you could get the song on iTunes. I don't know if it's on iTunes, but they released it that same night. And you can watch the video on YouTube or whatever. But that was it. I never saw him give that young woman credit for the song. So I'm thinking if this is going to be every week where you're going to have contestants performing on the show just for the sake of giving or writing a song for John Legend for him to put on his new album, and you don't get credit for it, at least not from what I saw. It's complete bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong, John Legend is a force on his own, but if they're doing that kind of hack shit, I don't want no part of it. I don't even want to watch the show. Because I'm thinking you're building these guys up, but then again, you're not putting them in a competition where they can compete for themselves and then eventually get a career on it, picking the best songwriting. I don't know if that's what's going to happen later on down the road, but right now I'm not feeling it. You know, because I thought he was going to be a mentor on the show. He's on The Voice. He's already a mentor on the show, with helping others, helping singers on that show. So he's on 2 shows, SongLand and The Voice. Right now, SongLand is becoming to be just like The Voice to me, on a different level so far. And I don't see it being, that much better than The Voice. So right now I'm kind of disappointed with it. I'm not going to kid you about it. Kind of disappointed. I thought the show was going to be much better than what it was. And unfortunately, it's not. The show is terrible. I mean, it's not a bad show, but the premise of it, to me, is not what I thought it was going to be. Like I said again, I thought it was a songwriting competition show, but you really doing a songwriting competition to give the song to John Legend to make his own. If that was the case, hell, you probably didn't need those guys on. You could just let John Legend write different songs on his own every week. Really? I just didn't get it. Didn't get it. Don't like it. I think it's bullshit. I ain't riding with it. Just not feeling that. Not feeling it at all. No way. No how. No deal whatsoever. I can't. If anything, right now I'm disappointed. Because I expected more from that show than just, oh, well, we're going to pick the best, and then that song is going to be sung by John Legend and he'll feature it. That's dumb. Yeah, if that's the case, hell, you might as well just have those other guy producers in there help you write the song. I don't know. It just something about it made no sense to me whatsoever. It really didn't. Okay, well, never mind. I'll go this way. It just didn't. I don't know. I'm just disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed in that setup. I am. I don't know. What y'all doing here? Is you going this way? Come on, man. What are y'all doing out here today? What the fuck? I swear these people can't drive. The silly of Alexandria, man. Got truck. I don't know which way you're going. You going left, right, up, down, what? Are y'all trying to get over? I don't know what they're doing. Oh, yes, okay. Parked vehicle right there. All right. Now, in conclusion for me, SongLand, if I was grading SongLand, I would grade it C as average. I mean, average in effort. Effort because the songwriters, they put every effort into it to make it sound right. And all three songs sounded very good, the ones that got picked. I think they should have picked the young girl. I should have picked the country guy over the young girl. The young girl song was okay. It wasn't bad. It was a song about love. But all four songs were really about love. And that's the other thing I noticed. I was like, they were all had the same specific theme on there. I noticed that. But for me, I would have picked the country guy's song. The country guy's song to me was better than the girl song. Although the girl song was good. But if y'all saw the show, you know what I'm talking about. But the country song had more, I guess it had more lyrically bouncy tunes. But the other song that she did supposedly had a real meaning about, not enough love. But the way John Legend wrote it later on, when he rewrote it, it sounded better. It did sound better. So, but like I said, SongLand for me gets a C. I don't know if I'm gonna. Well, what I'll probably do is watch the second episode and then reevaluate to see if it's even worth my time at this point. That I am gonna do. I'm gonna watch another episode of it and then I'm gonna evaluate to see if it's even worth it. Is it worth me staying in it for a long run or not? I don't know. If you had seen it, I think it's on Tuesday nights. It had to be Tuesday. I think because I watched it. Was it yesterday? Monday. I don't remember. I think it was sometime this week. But anyway, catch it. I know it's on at 10 o'clock. It's right after The Voice. Like I said, C, and I'm being generous because I think it was worse than that as far as I'm concerned, because the fact that you were just writing a song just to give it to John Legend, and that was it. Now, I don't know if they're going to be doing it like this every week or not. I have no idea. I know they're going to have a different... Oh, matter of fact, I forgot. They do have celebrity guys who are going to be on there. And I do believe that that's what the premise of it is. You're going to be able to be... The winner be chosen to write a song for a specific artist. Because I know they're going to have celebrity guest judges. I know Meghan Trainor, will.i.am, Aloe Black, and I don't know who else. And I think these are, they're going to have a different artist come on there to have a song written for them. But it's not a real competition of a show. That's why I'm not really that crazy about it. I kept wondering why NBC kept putting all those different markups about how great the show was and all that. Because it's not that great. It sucks. The show is not, I mean, right now, to me, the show hasn't proven that it's going to be a hit. They kept saying, oh, next big hit. No, it's not. So far, it's not a hit to me. Because it's not about the artists. I mean, it's not about the people trying to make it in the business. It's about the people who was already there. And that's the point I'm trying to make. All these songwriting contests and shows and singing competition shows, they ain't about getting raw talent. They don't. They don't want. If they want a raw talent, really, to be honest, you wouldn't have to have it on network TV. You get it on YouTube. Networks are going to take that big of a risk putting just raw talent on there. They won't. You gotta have some seasoned background before they put you on TV like that. Especially nowadays, they're not going to risk that. They won't. I doubt that, and they haven't. They haven't. This whole thing is nothing but smoke and mirrors. The whole thing with the songwriting competition and the singing shows are all smoke and mirrors. It's getting. Matter of fact, let me put it to you like this: they're getting like the reality shows. They tell you one thing 1 minute and they're doing something else the next. They're all a bunch of bullshit. Every one of them, from American Idol on down. I can say that with conviction because I've seen these shows. And even AGT. I mean, I won't completely say AGT yet. I still like AGT. I still like AGT. I'm not going to kid you about it. I still like AGT. Man, it got dark. I'm hoping that tornado coming out this way today. It looks pretty dark out here. Wow. I remember somebody was telling me they was at work. They said it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they said it was almost pitch black. This was like about a week ago. And now it's looking like about 6 o'clock, and it's barely 3. So anyway, but that's all I got, guys. That's pretty much all I got. I'm gonna talk about something else on DJ Wolf's Music by shortly, but on another podcast. But yeah, that's it. SongLand, go check it out for yourself. It'll be back on next week. It's on NBC later. I'm like I said, it's okay. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.